Right, okay. So we'll start today's session. So this is week 30 paper going to start today. So this paper mainly 20 MCQs, 2 structured essays and 1 essay question also include here. So we'll going to discuss this one. So mainly this from this paper and next paper also same structure we are going. And from 15th paper, we going to give you 40 MCQs. Then we can get clear idea about what the position that you are in. Because normally out of 40, like you need to score at least more than 30. If you can score 35, like then definitely you can get a pass. But definitely means most probably you can get, right? Like 35 is spoken mostly you can make normally is writing maybe say paper එකක් ලියනවා. normally 35 ගහලා පියා කෙනෙක් මගේ ස්ට්‍රේක් එකේ but 32 33 වගේ ඒ ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒ අර written part එකේ ඒගොල්ලෝ හදාගෙන 32 එක compensate කරගෙන තියෙනවා. But ideal then 35. Then we'll check how many MCQs that you can score when we give 40 MCQ papers. So එතකොට එතනදී අපි structured questions දෙකක් සහ essay question තව essay එකක් add කරනවා. එතකොට 2 essays එනවා. Normally first 3 books we are going to cover from 15th paper and one by one, and then we'll add heat and then electricity lesson again comes. Likewise can add biosphere we need to add because like first structured question comes from biosphere every year it's a normal tradition math වගේ. ඒතකොට biosphere lesson එක some classes they cover and some classes they don't cover still, but we'll see if, what we can do because full paper එකට යන්න අපිට biosphere අනිවාර්යෙන් ඕන. Right, okay, so we'll start today's session. First question, just for this paper, mostly MCQs. Yeah, I will show that analysis part later. Mostly MCQs වල 19 වගේ score කරපුවත් හිටියා. But essay questions වල physics essays some weak points I identify. So I'm going to discuss whole paper today. Because some students say that they need full paper discussion. So then I'm going to discuss full paper and අපි දැන් ඊට පස්සේ 40 MCQs යනවා. එතකොට mostly මම කලින් නම් කරේ difficult MCQs 10ක් විතර වලට දුන්නා කරන්න. But then I'll include same this weekly paper, then we can discuss the same session. And the other thing is past paper man through our essay questions හතර ගානක් මේ හැම week එකේම දෙන 2 weeks last 2 weeks I gave you. Some students just submit that, but some are don't. But එහෙමයි දැන් ඔයාලා theory class අවකාශයෙන් මේකේ past papers cover කරනවා. එතකොට if you are did those questions previously, it's fine. But හැබැයි ඔයාලගේ marks හරියට බලන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාලා structured question එක ගන්න more than 10, more than 11 like you need to score. Essay question එක ගන්න more than 15 you need to score. Like මම කියන්නේ මේ මේ cut off එක. එතකොට if you are not in that margin, again 15 අරගේ 11 වත් නැත්තම් then again redo ආයෙත් කරන්න mark then exercise එකේදී ආයෙත් try කරන්න. Then check the marks again. Then normally then අපි physical classes කරද්දී නම් කරන students ලාගේ නම් මම අර ඔයාලට වෙන වගේ sheet එකක mark කරනවා past papers වල marks. එතකොට ආයෙ අඩුයි නම් you have to do a redo again because මොකද ඒ වගේම question එකක් ආයෙත් දැන් past papers කරා කියලා වැඩ කරන්න බැරි වෙනවා. Because you have done කරලා තියෙනවා but marks low නම් ඒ කියන වගේ errors වැඩි as and correct no. Right, okay. We'll move to today's paper. First one, digestion begins in the mouth itself. Which of the following is the enzyme present in saliva that contributes to this? Four enzymes given here: amylase, lipase, maltose, and lactase. Here, maltose is not an enzyme. Right? Maltose can enzyme. Maltose is a disaccharide. Maltose can disaccharide. Maltase තමයි enzyme එක. ඒකට ඒක වැරදිලා නෙමෙයි එහෙම දෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මෙතනින් answer එක නම් I think most guys are correctly answered here amylase. Make amylase, but the proper term is salivary amylase. මොකද ආයි පිට amylase තව තැනක හම්බෙනවා. කොහෙද හම්බෙන්නේ? Salivary amylase arena where amylase produced in which secrete which juice contains amylase. Quickly down chat. Which organ produced amylase? Apart from salivary glands. Our gland quickly. That pancreas. Pancreas sadhanavana amylase. So can you quickly write pancreatic juice contains 3 enzymes. Now, according to O-level syllabus, you have only 3 enzymes. Just quickly, can you quickly write what are the 3 enzymes produced by pancreas? Quickly write means like put in the chat. Just type another enzymes too. So what are 3 enzymes produced by pancreas? I think biological process covered. Some are battery nervous system, but mostly covered. Digestive system will make up. No answers yet. So 3 enzymes. One is amylase, and second one trypsin, and lipase. So those are the 3 enzymes produced by pancreas. So amylase, what the function? Same function like salivary amylase function. But they convert. Just quickly take this. So starch into maltose, trypsin into protein into polypeptides, and lipase. The function of lipase. Lipids කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම මේ emulsified lipids හරි. මොකද මීට කලින් මෙතන තව arrow එකක් කරන ඉස්සරහින් මොනවද කරන්නේ? bile වලින් කරනවා lipid emulsification කියන function එක. I think you know lipids bile වලින් emulsified lipids කරනවා. Emulsified. What is emulsified? Emulsified means that they break these lipids into small particles. Small particles sort of cut surface area increase, then this particular enzyme can act better. So am I answering what the final product here? Product fatty acids and fatty acids plus glycerol. So you need to write this. Normally make a ලියලා PDF you need to send me. Then I know that you are actively engaged with this session. නැත්නම් දන්නේවා නිකන් අහන් ඉන්නත් පුළුවන් නැත්නම් වෙන වැඩක් කරගෙන යනවා ඉන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා මේක අර active participation කරන just මේ note එක complete කරන්න put the question number 1 එකට related වෙන්න මේ note එක දාගන්න quickly. Just 2 minutes වගේ දෙන්නම් quickly ලියා ගන්න. If you can't write in particular time, then recording here complete කරගන්න. When you finish, just put thumbs up. Then next you can react me. Yeah, thumbs up. So what the function of lactase? Lactase එකත් මෙහෙම ලියන්න. Lactase වල function එක. Lactase Taste convert lactose into what? Into glucose plus galactose. Glucose plus galactose. Normally then normally කට්ටිය මම කියන්නේ bio නම් okay sir, but chemistry physics hard කියලා but bio වලත් මේවා so remembering things is quite hard. ලොකු content එකක් තියෙනවා, so you need to remember all these facts perfectly. Otherwise you lose marks. ඒ නිසා ලියලා practice වෙන්න මේ පුළුවන් තරම් questions කරන්න නැත්නම් අර නිකම් පාඩම් කරනකොට නිින්ද යනවා, like sometimes mostly sleepy or our focus is not in for the lesson. So you need to do more questions, then you can enhance your memory. අනිත් questions කරනවා වගේ මේකේ errors මේ විදිහට මේකේ theory part එක check කරන්න ඕනේ. නැත්නම් just doing papers but nothing happened. එහෙමත් වෙනවනේ papers නිකන් අර දැන් අපි weekly ලියනවා, weekly and just do its normal pattern. එතකොට අර marks improve වෙන්නේ නැහැ. What you need to do is like you need to analyze these errors, which lessons like your lack of your memory and your capability, then a lessons study කරන්න. Then again, like next few weeks you can check whether those lessons are okay or not. Like questions හරියනවා නම් lesson is okay. If still it's problem, then you need to do something differently. For theory බලන්න වෙනවා, theory දැන් YouTube එකේ තියෙන theory lessons එහෙම එකක් හරි බලලා theory එක ආයෙත් plug කරගන්න වෙනවා. කියනවා theories වල issue එකක් තියෙනවා නම් නේ මේක repeatedly වරදින. Sorry, address කරන්න because we have five months again, 5 months like time. So you grade 10, two books you have, and grade 11 also another two books. I'm cover කරන්න. Right. Okay. So I will find this. I think you wrote. Okay, second question. They ask what is the number of moles of hydrogen atoms containing 1 mole of compound? මෙතන තියෙන compound එකේ CH3 COOH. So normally make a grade 10 වල you have the lesson quantification of elements. So we learn this part. So then just think one molecule of CH3 COOH here. Just one molecule. So in one molecule, how many hydrogen atoms here? How many hydrogen atoms? There are four atoms. Four atoms. එතකොට in a one mole of CH3COOH, 1 mole of CH3COOH. 1 mole කියන්නේ how many molecules? Avogadro constant 6.022 10 to the power 23 molecules. වලින් තමයි one mole හැදෙන්නේ. එතකොට 1 mole of CH3COOH contains how many hydrogen atoms? Hydrogen, දැන් මෙතන atoms නේ, මෙතන moles ගත්තොත් 4 moles. 4 moles. 4 moles of hydrogen atoms. එතකොට මොකද මෙතන I make it multiply වෙන්නේ. Moles වලට යද්දි 6.022 10 to the power 23 වලින් multiply වෙනවා. එතකොට 4 moles of hydrogen atoms there. So this is the answer. So එය මම අර ටිකක් deep කියලා දුන්නේ. Simply ගත්තොත් 1 mole කියලා දුන්නොත් අනිවාර්යෙන් ඔය වගේ compound එක. එතකොට අර අපි calculate කරන්න ඕනේ අදාළ atoms. දැන් hydrogen අහනවා නම් 3 4 හතරක් තියෙනවනේ 4 atoms. එතකොට ඔගේ oxygen ඇහුවනම් 2 atoms. හරි 2 moles of hydrogen atoms. එතකොට carbon ඇහුවනම් ඒ 2. දැන් ඔතන bracket එකක් දාලා දෙනවා. bracket එකේ මුකුත් එළිය letter එකක් නැහැ. So you need to multiply them. හැබැයි මේ වගේ එකක් ඇහුවොත් අපි ඇහුවොත් අපි ALOH price වගේ එකක් දුන්නොත් ALOH price වගේ දුන්නොත් මේකේ oxygen කීයද? පේනවද? ALOH price එතකොට 3 වලින් multiply වෙන්නේ. I think you guys know that. හරි 3 වලින් multiply වෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඔන්න ඕක තමයි කතාව. මේක note එක ලියාගන්න second question එක. If this is not clear, just put a message at the privately. It's not clear here. Then I can explain it again. Right, finish. Same thing, just I change them. Then four hydrogen atoms, one molecule label. So take one mole වලට යද්දි hydrogen atoms ගණන් multiply වෙනවා ඒ ගන්න. Right, finish. Okay, for the third question, can you go to your grade 10 part 2 book? Textbook ටික ළඟ තියාගන්න. Just quickly go to grade 10 part 2 book and flowers can describe the area. I will share the screen also. I think this is finished, right? Finish. If you are not finished, just the recording. Here, this one. Right here, then the flowers here description the after the two types of flowers mainly bisexual flowers and unisexual flowers. The bisexual flowers what they say flowers that consist of both male and female parts are referred to as bisexual flowers. එකම flower එකේ male එකයි female එකයි dinoecium එකයි androecium එකයි දෙකම තියෙනවා නම් we called it as bisexual flowers. So normally දැන් අපි ගොඩක් දෙනෙක් දන්නේ two flower එකක්. ඕන් කට් කරලා බලනවා පොඩි කාලේ ඉඳලා. ඒතර ඕකේ මොකද තියෙන්නේ bisexual male part එකක් තියෙනවා female part එකක් තියෙනවා. දැන් ඊට අමතරව මෙතන examples වගේ තියෙනවා passion fruit, chili, කතුරු මුරුංගා, those things. එතකොට unisexual flowers කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Flowers that consist of either male or female parts are referred to as unisexual flowers. ඒ කියන්නේ එක flower එකක තියෙන්නේ එක්ක male part එක, එක්ක female part. ඒ දෙක එකයි තියෙන්නේ. දැන් ඕකෙත් අපිට ආයි divide කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් ඔතන තියෙනවා staminate flowers and distillate flowers කියන්නේ ඒක හරියට. ඒතකොට එකම plant එකේ staminate flowers තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. distillate flowers තියෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. සමහර වෙලාවට එකම plant එකක තියෙන්නේ distillate flowers විතරක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඕව staminate flowers විතරක් වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. දැන් අන්න එහෙම ගත්තාම අපිට monoecious flowers සහ dioecious flowers කියලා ආයෙත් මෙතන divide කරලා තියෙනවා. පළවෙනි. කියන්නේ එකම plant එකේ staminate flowers with distillate flowers with දෙකම තියෙනවා නම් ඒවට අපි monoecious plants කියලා ගන්නවා. දැන් pumpkin කියන්නේ ඒ වගේ එකක්. pumpkin වල staminate flowers, male flowers උත් තියෙනවා, female flowers උත් තියෙනවා. හරි ඔය දෙකම තියෙනවා. But different flowers. එතකොට ඒවා අපි ගන්න unisexual flowers තමයි. හැබැයි monoecious plants. Unisexual flowers, monoecious plants. Then අපි ඕකම ගත්තොත් dioecious plants වල when staminate flowers and distillate flowers are born separate. එතකොට ඒකේ plants දෙකක්. හරි දැන් ඔය papaya, vallisneria ඒ කැටගරි එකට යනවා. ඒකට සමහර plant ඒතකොට ඒ වගේ කැටගරි එකේ සමහර plants තියෙන්නේ ඒවා කෙලින්ම staminate විතරයි. අනිත් තව තියෙනවා distillate විතරයි. ඒතකොට pollination cross pollination අනිවාර්යෙන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. self pollination වෙන විදියක් ඔය Then the question again, flowering plants are classified as unisexual and bisexual based on the nature of their flowers. Accordingly, which of the plants listed below produces unisexual flowers? Method just simple kind of deep but then I explain it's that type of question can ask in all level paper. Paper is standard there then Nisa is that type of question. අහන්න පුළුවන්. This question I taken from the Western Drawings last third term paper last year 25 වල third term paper එකකින් තමයි මේ මේක ගොඩක් questions ඒ paper එකකින් ගත්තා මේ එතකොට ඒ වගේ එකක් අහන්න පුළුවන්. Unisexual monoecious unisexual dioecious ඔය දෙක තියෙන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් මේක difficult තමයි examples. Remembering these examples are quite tough because then okay මේක තමයි ටික විතරක් නෙමෙයි pollination වලට ඊට පස්සේ dispersal වලට seed dispersal වලට lot of examples in this lesson. So hard part is this plant reproduction part. ගොඩක් අයට මතක නැති part එක. ඒක තමයි ටික frequently again consistently or practice කරන්න වෙනවා. Otherwise no option. You can use just mnemonics like පාඩම හදාගන්න පුළුවන් මේකෙන්. මතක තියෙන විදිය මොනවා හරි mnemonics ටිකක් හදාගන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් just write and practice. විතර practice කරන්න වෙනවා. Plant reproduction part එකයි ඊට පස්සේ අපේ තියෙනවා vitamins minerals but difficult to remember. So those parts විතරම I did bio stream. Normally, we also having vitamins, like you have only very few vitamins, but we have very large table. So normally I attach those in the room එක තැන්වල attach කරලා එහෙම තමයි ඔක brain එකට දාගත්තේ කියන්නේ. ඒක අර daily වගේ බලලා then like 1 month වගේ යද්දී just digest and then it goes to long term memory, then it's okay. අර නැත්තම් අපි මේක මේ monthly හරි we බලද්දී නැත්තම් term test එක ලඟ වෙද්දි විතරක් only we study නම් then it's not remember perfectly. ඉතින් මේක හොඳට මතක තියෙන්නත් එපා. otherwise නැත්තම් ඔක පැටලෙනවා. මේකද අරකද කියලා just when you go to the exam it's getting doubts. So එහෙම නොවෙන්න frequently you need to study that. ඒකට අර වගේ method එකක් තමයි හොඳම. මේ just we attach කරගන්න මේ just 5 marks නේ. ඒකට attach කරලා මේ හැබැයි most students like I normally when I'm doing home visits classes like I just saw like people attach those but they are not looking those. ඒක බලන්නේ නැහැ ඔය තියෙනවා. ඒකට ඉතින් normally අපි කියන්නේ clue එකක් use කරන්න ඕනවාට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් you need to use some daily activity with that. ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් ඔයා කනෙක්ට් කරනවා vitamin table එක නැත්නම් මේ වගේ reproduction lesson එකේ තියෙන මේ examples ටික study කරන්න with your dinner or something. So dinner එකත් එක්ක connect කරලා dinner එක just after getting your dinner you need to just study this but quickly read කරන්න ඕන. එතකොට dinner එක daily ගන්නවනේ. dinner එකෙන් පස්සේ අනිවාර්යෙන් මේක බලන්න ඕන. ඒ වගේ අර daily habit එකක් connect කරන්න. I don't know whether you heard this book called Atomic Habits. There's a book. book එකේ තියෙනවා ඔය විදියට like simple actions වලින් we can get massive result. එතකොට ඔය විදියට පාඩම් කරා නම් then biology වල difficult areas you can remember easy. So use that kind of techniques. Here the answer is coconut, right? Coconut is given here. Coconut comes under monoecious plant, unisexual monoecious category. So that's the answer here. Okay, then we'll move. So just if you want, just write this note, copy the examples, and when you make a new one, I think better. Unisexual. Put question number 3 and write unisexual monoecious plants and unisexual dioecious plants. DIOE, dioecious plants. So, and make it meaning make a understand. What do you mean by unisexual monoecious? What do you mean by unisexual dioecious? And write examples as well. Quickly, clear question number 3. Wednesday, I think good. Right? More people join. Right? Okay, now unisexual monoecious, unisexual dioecious, write the meaning of each of those with examples. Okay, then we'll move to fourth question. Which of the following contains oxides arranged in ascending order of the acidity? Normally, I told you this before also, like last week or just before that, last week, my oxides, third period of oxides, you need to remember, right? So the sodium will start when we start from sodium and just quickly write if you didn't write previous week, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. So write the oxide for each one. Write each one and write the nature of each one, whether it's acidic, basic, or amphoteric. Right? Normally, I told you first two groups are basic. First two groups are basic. Then this one is amphoteric, and the last from silicon to chlorine, those are acidic. And acidity increase, when you go down, acidity increase. So the highest acidity is chlorine වලින් හදන Ca2O7. Ca2O7. I'm not going to take much time since I discussed this last week. Just quickly get me number make using this valency. Chlorine valency numbers when 107. So 1 use when 7. The only time we use 7 for chlorine. And it's 1 use valency number, but here we use 7. So chlorine 7, oxygen 2, then Ca2O7. Sulfur 6O2. Sulfur is 2 hari 6 hari. Again, we have sulfur 6 electrons remove කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. 2 electrons ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා 2 6 වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි මෙතනදී use වෙන්නේ 6 කියන number එක. එතකොට අපි ලියන්නේ S2O6 ඒ කියන්නේ SO3. Simplify කරාම SO3. Right. Phosphorus වල 2O2 නෙමෙයි 3O5 නෙමෙයි. අපි use කරන්නේ 5 here. එතකොට P2O5. P2O5. ඒක simplify කරන්න බෑ. Silicon වල 4 තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට Si2O4 simplify කරාම SiO2. මේ වෙන ඉතින් නම් එක නම් වෙන්නේ 3 තියෙන්නේ Al2O3. Oxygen හැමතැනම 2 හරි. එතකොට 2 වෙන්නේ oxygen වල Al2O3. Magnesium වල 2 නේ. එතකොට Mg2O2 මේක simplify කරාම MgO. Sodium වල 1 Na2O. Just remember first two groups, first two group elements producing basic oxides. Basic oxide then potassium, calcium, that same basic oxides are other. And also first two group elements forming ionic bonds. And ionic bonds තමයි යාලා. ඔක ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අර structure third structure දෙක ඉන්නේ මේ lesson එකේ. ගොඩක් අය වරද්ද ගන්නවා. Just easy. Ionic bonds are the first two group elements. Hydrogen එන්නේ hydrogen එන්නේ first group උනාට එයා metal එකක් නෙමෙයි. Right, quickly write and put the thumbs up when we finish. එතකොට මේකේ පහළට යද්දි acidity increase වෙනවා. Acidity increase වෙනවා. උඩට යද්දි මොකද වෙන්නේ? Basicity increase වෙනවා. Increase. එතකොට highest basic features තියෙන්නේ sodium oxide වලට. මෙතන acidity increase වෙනවා පහළට යද්දි. Acidity increase වෙනවා. Right, finish. Then fifth, I will move since time is going. So fifth one, which of the following blood vessels in the human body has the highest concentration of a drug? So මෙතනින් answer එක වෙන්නේ hepatic portal vein. Hepatic portal vein කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Hepatic portal vein එක start වෙන්නේ small intestine. Start from the small intestine and it ends from where? Liver. Liver again end with. So it goes from small intestine to liver. So small intestine එකේදී මේ ඔක්කොම nutrients absorb වෙන්නේ. Nutrients, toxins, drugs හැම absorb වෙන්නේ small intestine එකේ. Then then මේක යන path එක තමයි main path එක තමයි මේ hepatic portal vein. So it contains high amount of high concentrate of nutrients, toxins, and other drugs and all the other materials. එතකොට මේ ඔක්කොම liver එකට යනවා. ඒක නිසා තමයි අපි අර liver එක දැන් අපි cirrhosis වගේ conditions හැදෙන්නේ liver එක ලෙඩ වෙන්නේ. Since all these nutrients, toxins, especially toxins, goes to there. If these toxins are really toxic for our cells, then liver absorb them, those toxins. That's why liver damage first before other organs, right? So here, why this vein called portal vein? Like hepatic means liver meaning. Then liver blood supply කරන artery එකට අපි කියනවා hepatic artery කියලා. liver එකෙන් blood එක අයින් වෙන vein එකට අපි කියනවා hepatic vein කියලා. But this one is special one. Hepatic portal vein. Why this is called portal? Reason is this, because normally artery start when heart supply to organ. Right? Vein start when the organ end when again from the heart. Right? But here, this vein is start from organ and ends in from another organ. So the organs they come in between two organs, this vein goes. So that's why we call this portal vein. Right? Hepatic portal vein. It runs from small intestine to liver. And there is another portal vein in our brain. Portal circulatory system brain if you do A-level biology, you will learn under animal form and function. Yes. So hepatic portal vein. Just remember, this goes from small intestine to liver. So this is having highest amount of nutrition, drugs, and toxins. Right? Okay. So if you want, just quick get a note for that. I'm not going to write board. Then sixth question, there are several types of microscopes used in scientific experiments. A simple microscope is used as just convex lens. Right? Microscopes normally refraction refraction මේ එක පැත්තක තියෙන object එකක image එක අපි අනිත් side එකේ create කරන්නේ. එතකොට අනිත් side එකේ create කරනවා අපි මේ මොනවද light microscope වල වගේ. දැන් simple microscope එකකදී වෙන්නේ ඔයා ඉන්න side එකේමයි create වෙන්නේ image. Can you quickly draw the diagram how simple microscope works? Where you put your object and how the image form. Quickly draw a diagram simple microscope. Quickly, I will give just 1 or 2 minutes. Just quickly try it then. Geometrical optics issues these are just practice. Quickly draw. Use rulers and pencils. Don't use pen. First, you need to draw the principal axis. I can't draw this exactly because I'm not having ruler, but you need to use ruler. Then draw the vertical line. And maybe convex lens එක ගොඩක් thin අනින්න. මොකද then it will be easy. But don't do that. This thin convex lens is enough. Then this point we called as optical center C. And get a 2 centimeters like, then mark F. And another 2 centimeters, 2F. Or book says it as F dash, also fine, but 2F use much better. Then it's understandable. Then same length, you need to use the other side, F and 2F. So you continue your drawing. If someone can't understand this, previously you didn't understand this in your theory classes, just look at this and draw with me. And in simple microscope, we place object between F and C. Focal point එකයි optical center එකයි අතර තමයි we place the object because we need upright image, upright virtual image and ඒක හදාගන්න නම් we need to place the object between F and C. Right? So we can draw the object like this and write as O. Then we need to use two basic light rays to complete this diagram. I use one basic light ray which is parallel to the main axis, and then after refraction it goes through the focal point. The vertical line එකෙන් තමයි අපි refract කරන්නේ. And put the arrow mark, which is essential, otherwise you can't get marks. Then another arrow needed. Arrow එකක් incident arrow incident ray එකක්. I use the light ray which comes to the optical center. When a light ray comes to optical center, it goes without refraction. Without refraction. Okay. Without refraction. So just remember, always light rays start from the object. Right? Light rays start from the object, top of the object. Bottom එකකින් පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්, but ඒක තේරුමක් නැහැ නේ bottom එකෙන් පටන් ගන්න. Top of the object start කරාම and it's easy. Then this side, these two light rays are not meet. Right? ඒක spread වෙලා යනවා. So අපි කරන්නේ මේක opposite side එකට මේව extend කරනවා. So ඒවා virtual light rays, ඒවා real light rays නෙවෙයි. So these two light rays will meet at some point. So at the meeting point, you need to mark the image. So image also a virtual one. So we use dot line. So this is the image. Okay. So what are the features here? Larger than object. Larger than object. Virtual and definitely it's upright. And image distance is larger than object distance. Make an extra but right. And image and object in the same side. Image and object in the same side. So those are the features. Right. So if SAP එක වගේ ඇහුවොත් ray diagram of simple microscope, so you need to draw this. Quickly do, and when you finish, just give it thumbs up. So normally මේ focal length එක 2 centimeters වගේ ගන්න. මේක 4 cm සමහරු ගන්නවා 4 centimeters 3 centimeters වගේ. But එතකොට මේ image එක sometimes you can't draw in your book. right? ඒ නිසා හරියට ඒක manage කරලා අඳින්න නැත්නම් exam එකේ හිතන exam එකේ වැරදුනොත් එම ආයි erase කරලා again you need to draw. Then it takes 2-3 minutes and waste time. So it's a hard manage 2 centimeters wage most of the time it's okay. 2 centimeters to both sides. This is refraction, right? Refraction, refraction. Past paper discussions මම recordings විදියට දෙන්නම්. මේ ටික ඔයාලා submit කරාම මම recording ඔයාලට දෙන්නම්. මේ link එක. දැන් අපිට කොහොමද මේ class එකේදී past papers ටික time අදින් past papers ටික මම discuss කරලා separately දෙන්න. Sometimes I will upload to YouTube and free video. We'll see. Anyway, just add at least one time hari ඔය essay questions කරන්න. හරි MCQs නම් ගොඩක් අය කරනවා. But essay questions ටික ලියන්නම time කරලා ලියන්න එක කියලා put the marks. Finish. So this is under question. This is 6th question. Pahanya finish. Others Jihan Savina see to key. Three of you guys finish. Just complete Karana. I'm going to next question. 7th one. Consider the following statements about the sulfide ion S2 minus. So we have electronic configuration 284. 284. How much can be 284 silicon. 284 silicon. Sulfur can 286. But when it goes to sulfide, S2 minus now. S2 minus now, which means it absorbs 2 electrons. Sulfide has become sulfur gaining 2 electrons and become S2 minus. So I thought to make it total electron count here. 288, then 18 electrons. So make a configuration here 288. Right. The valence is 2. Yeah, valence is 2. It's okay. Right. Valence is if some atom release, how many electrons releasing, how many electrons gaining, or how many electrons can share. ඔය තුනනේ ගන්න. Release කරන electron ගන්න හරි. gain කරන electron ගන්න හරි share කරගන්න electron ගන්න හරි. Sulfur කියන එකට can gain 2 electrons. So then valence number 2 තියෙනවා. On the other hand, අපි කලින් use කරේ sulfur වලට 6 electrons remove කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. or share කරගන්නත් පුළුවන් 6 electrons. එතකොට 6 කියන valence number එකක් තියෙනවා. sulfur වලට 2 6 කියන දෙකම තියෙනවා. Some books say 3 also. 3 ගන්න පුළුවන්. I don't remember whether it's mentioned in your textbook. 3 තියෙනවා, but 3 එන විදිහ නම් you can't learn O levels, A level chemistry whether you will learn. But under O levels you can learn 2 and 6. The number of then the C value, the number of electrons is less than the number of protons. Then electron count එක increase වෙලා. මොකද එයා additional 2 electrons gain කරනවා. So then increase electron count. So that C also incorrect. So B එක විතරයි correct වෙන්නේ. Answer number 2. Answer number 2. Okay, then 8.1. The unit used to measure pressure is Pascal. Which of the following is equal to this? දැන් මේ අහන්නේ අර මේ kilogram meters seconds. මෙන්න මේ තුනෙන් ලියන්න කියලා කියන්නේ kg ml s use කරලා ලියන්නලු Pascal කියන unit එක. හරි. Pascal use කරන්නේ to measure what? අපි measure කරන්න use කරන්නේ pressure එක. හරි. pressure එක use කරන්නේ. එතකොට අපි මුලින්ම ලියා ගන්න මෙන්න මේ pressure කියන්නේ මොකද්ද? What is the equation for pressure? Solid pressure වලට F divided by A. Force divided by area. Force divided by area. Okay. Now I think you guys remember. Hydrostatic pressure with H-rho-G, you know, ඒකෙන් යන්නත් පුළුවන්, but ඒක ටිකක් too complicated. This one is much easy. So F divided by A. F measure කරන්නේ මොනවද? Force එක measure කරන්නේ Newton වලින්. Area measure කරන්නේ square meters වලින්. Right? But still Newton is here. Newton එක තියෙනවා. Newton එක තියලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ මේකට. අපිට ඕනේ kilogram, meters and seconds only. Newtons not in our answers. So එතකොට අපිට Newton replace කරන්න වෙනවා. Then you know equation called F equals MA. Newton second law එකකින් F equals MA. So එතකොට මේක measure කරන units මොනවාද? F නම් Newton. In kilograms. Acceleration ms minus 2. ඔන්න එතකොට අපිට එනවා Newton වලට equal වෙනවා kg ms minus 2. Now it's okay. Newton වෙනුවට අපිට ලියන්න පුළුවන් kg ms minus 2. එතකොට මෙතන Newton වෙනුවට අපිට apply කරන්න පුළුවන් kg ms minus 2 divided by m square. Got kilograms again. M squared m minus වෙනවා m 2 m minus square වෙනවා. Then එතකොට මෙහෙමනේ m divide by m2. එතකොට මේක වෙන්නේ m minus 1. maths part එක. එතකොට මෙතන m minus 1. And that is 2 minus again input in. So this is the unit. M minus 1 is 2 minus. If you couldn't get the idea, just chat again. I'll explain again. Chat. So how about moves? Yeah, for per one essay, you can take half an hour. Like, ඒ කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම essay paper එකේ 3 essays නේ ලියන්න ඕනේ. ඔකට nearly 2 hours වගේ you get. හරි normally time එක වැඩි ඇත්තටම ඔය level එකේ. ඔයාලට 3 hours හම්බ වෙනවා structured 4ට සහ essay 3කට. එතකොට 4 essays, 4 structured essay questions normally you need to cover in 1 hour, right? Or more than 1 hour also you can get because like essay paper එකකටනේ දෙන්නේ. එතකොට more than 1 hour also you can get. For essay paper you have 2 hours for just 3 questions. Or normally 1.5 hours away more enough. Right? So normally we practice full paper for 3 hours. 3 hour period එකකට practice කරන්නේ. Then you will be okay for 4 hour period. But ඔයාලට ගන්න පුළුවන්. More than half an hour උනත් ගන්න පුළුවන්. But half an hour practice කරන්න. Half an hour for one question. Mostly 20 minutes වගේ people complete one essay question then මම normally classes වලදී දුන්නා physical classes වලදී 20 minutes වගේ තමයි යන්නේ. But 30 minutes okay. මොකද අපිට තියෙන time එකේදී ඔය නිදා ගන්න ඕනේ නේද? Just you can write. I think the answer is clear. If not, just ask something. Normal structured essay එකට දැන් මම සාමාන්‍යයෙන් allocate කරන්නේ 15 minutes. Essay question එකට 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay, then we'll move to next question. So they ask the organ produces bile for the emulsification of lipids. Bile produced කරන්නේ liver එක. Some people just think like it's gallbladder. No, gallbladder කරන්නේ මොකද්ද? Gallbladder කරන්නේ store කරන්නේ, storing function. Produce කරන්නේ liver එක. Liver producing bile and gallbladder storing it. According to the requirement, gallbladder release bile into duodenum through pancreas. Pancreas and through duodenum release. Then bile convert lipids into emulsified lipids, that are small particles of lipids. So it was a lipase action. Right. Then 10th question, 10th එකේදී select the correct option that shows the systolic pressure and diastolic pressure of a healthy person. So when you write pressure, you need to write both systolic pressure and diastolic pressure. Diastolic pressure. Systolic means when the heart ventricles are contract when we call that systolic pressure. When the two ventricles are contracting, we measure the pressure using our brachial artery in arm. That's systolic pressure. Systolic pressure normal range is 110, 120. Diastolic pressure 70 to 80. That's the normal one. Mercury millimeters. So third one is the answer. Third one is the answer. Systolic pressure, diastolic pressure. So we actually then heart ventricles වල pressureekuwata we can't measure exact ventricle pressure. So we use our arm for that. So arms having artery called brachial artery. So we put that cusp here and measure the pressure from using your brachial artery. Okay, then 11th question. 11th question also some interesting one. Which option correctly shows all the species present in an aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide? Sodium hydroxide is a what kind of compound it? Sodium hydroxide. It's a strong base. Strong base. I don't know whether you have completed acid base salt lesson. There you learn acid, what is a base, and then what is a strong acid, what's a weak acid. Base වලද strong base, weak base. So strong, then ඔතන base එකක් කියන්නේ hydroxyl ions release කරන compound එකක්. aqueous solution එක. Again, sodium hydroxide release OH minus ions in aqueous solution. So we called it sodium hydroxide as base. So that strong part, then make a strong here, weak base here. Now, strong base means if some compound release hydroxyl ions completely in aqueous solution, sodium plus and OH minus. Again, then we sodium hydroxide again, and we put that into water. And then we can't find sodium hydroxide compound anymore. All the sodium hydroxide converts into sodium plus and OH minus. So for sodium hydroxide 0% in, but sodium plus and OH minus 100%. 100% මේවා convert වෙලා sodium plus and OH minus 1. Right. So %. But weak base exam, only one example in your textbook, which is for ammonium hydroxide. Ammonium hydroxide in the book. So ammonium hydroxide partially converts into sodium and ammonium plus and OH minus ions. Partially තමයි convert වෙන්නේ. අපි මේකට arrow එක different arrow we use, but that's not in syllabus. Example මේකම දානවා. මේකෙදි හිතන්න 50% ammonium hydroxide remain in the solid medium, but another 50% converts into ammonium plus and OH minus. Right? So ඒ වගේ solution මේක ammonium hydroxide also still present. But sodium hydroxide වලදී 0%. But 0% තමයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ. 0%. දැන් මෙතන answers ගත්තොත් මේකේ answer එක උනේ second එක. Second එක මොකක්ද? Answer එක උනේ third one. Sodium plus OH minus H plus and H2O. How H2O comes? This is aqueous solution, right? So aqueous solution H2O also there, right? අතරම ගත්තොත් H2O මොකද වෙන්නේ? මේක partially ionized වෙනවා. Ionized වෙලා හදනවා H plus N. මම මේ දෙකට පොදු එළියන්න දෙකේම H2O partially ionized and forming H plus N OH minus. මේකත් අරවල 50% යන 50-50. එතකොට H plus also there. මෙතන question එකේ ඉන්නේ ගොඩක් අය H plus කොහොමද ආවේ කියන්නේ. H plus comes like this because H2 also partially ionized into H plus and OH minus. So then අපි මේ solution එක ගත්තොත් NaOH ගත්තොත් NaOH නැහැ. But Na plus තියෙනවා OH minus තියෙනවා H2O also there H plus also there. Right? So these four ions, these three ions and this H2O molecules are in the solution. Right? Sodium hydroxide is not there. හැබැයි දැන් අපි ammonium hydroxide වගේ ගත්තොත් ammonium hydroxide තියෙනවා. මොකද ඒක partially ionized වෙලා තියෙන්නේ 50%. but ඒකත් මේකට answer එන්න ඕන. So just remember this because in O-level paper they will give you weak acid or weak base and just ask this kind of question. So then carefully look at what are the four answers and just give the correct one. This is the theory behind this. මේක ලියා ගන්න. The theory behind it. And finish. Right, I think finish. Then 12th question. Which of the following is an example of a cranial reflex? Cranial reflex. Reflexes means what? Reflexes. I don't know whether all of you guys learn reflexes. Reflexes nervous system එකේදී ඉගෙන ගන්නවා මේ reflexes කියන්නේ මෙහෙම නිකන් every function Like we are doing a lot of activities in daily life. Some activities are we are not doing with a focus, right? So just those are just just happen those things. Right? So those kind of incidents just reflexes not the best. The withdrawing hand immediately when it touches something hot. So that what they are going to touch the figure like it's can't tolerate now. So then we are not just thinking, right? Quickly get out your hand. So how it happens? Those kind of very immediate actions without proper focus, we call it as reflex actions, right? Reflex actions. So for those kind of actions, our brain is not involved. The brain is involved in mostly the lower brain part like medulla oblongata, pons valori, like areas will involve and mostly spinal cord. Then the reflex actions, reflex actions there's a unit called reflex arc. Reflex arc. Reflex arc is the functional unit. While textbook just grade 11 part 1 book last part in our system we will meet. So there reflex arc is there. Reflex arc having three components. What are the three components? If anyone knows, just put chat. What are the three components? Three neurons of um, reflex arc. Quickly. So anyone? What are the three neurons? Just go to page. You'll go to the exact place. Grade 11 textbook. Grade 11 textbook. Part 1 book. Last part of the nervous system. Sorry, biological process. Okay, Jihan has answered. So there are three components: sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. So those are the three main components of reflex arc. So which is so reflex arc basic functional unit we consider. What is the basic structural unit of nervous system? Basic structural unit. Structural unit is neuron. Neuron basic structural unit. So here also mentioned functional unit of nervous system is reflex arc. So the reflex actions, what they say, a sudden involuntary response to a particular stimulus is called reflex action. Right? Sudden involuntary response. Then make it up in a reflex actions types spinal reflexes and cranial reflexes. Spinal reflexes. Spinal reflexes කියන්නේ ඉතින් අපි spinal cord එකකින් එනේම ගොඩක් වෙලාවට spinal cord spinal reflexes වලට involved වෙන්නේ අපේ limb වලින් වෙන actions. පදලා තියෙන moving hand away when it contact with hot surface. Lifting the leg when you step on a throat. අඩුවක් කරනකොට අකල් කපුලුස්. එතකොට මේවා ඔයාගේ upper limb lower limb involved වෙන actions නම් spinal reflexes category එකට යනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපිට තව වර්ගයක් තියෙනවා cranial reflexes කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ your face and your upper area like arms වලට උඩින් තියෙන area වලට involve වෙනවා නම් those actions comes under cranial reflexes. ඒ කියන්නේ අපේ ඔය brain එකේම තමයි but lower brain parts තියෙනවනේ medulla oblongata, pons varoli, midbrain එක it was cerebellum. So those parts also involved in creating cranial reflexes. ඒක තමයි sneezing, salivation, blinking eyelids, eye sneezing, eye sneezing, coughing also. කැස්ස කියන එක අපි හිතලා කහිනවා අඩුවෙන් ගොඩක් it's a reflex action, right? It's a cranial reflex. That කරගන්න පුළුවන් coughing also. So those are cranial reflexes. ලේසිම දේ තමයි මෙතන මේ upper limbs වලින් උඩ area එක involved in actions නම් ඒවා cranial reflexes. Upper limb and lower limbs now, those are spinal reflexes. Most of the time they give questions using these may examples in the questions then but when we have examples out, just think like that. Upper limbs, lower limbs involved in spinal reflexes. Face upper limbs involved in cranial reflexes category. I think clear when you do the theories, you will be okay with these parts. Right. So the method in answers were first take a spinal reflex. Second take a withdrawing foot immediately when a thrown pricks it. Spinal reflex. Third one, jerking the knee. Tapped on a rubber hammer. You can knee එකේ දැන් ඔයා කකුල නවාගෙන ඉන්නකොට knee එක ඉස්සරහට පොඩි touch එකක් දුන්නොත් but හිතන්න මේ රූලර් එකකින් වගේ you can just give a tap, then your lower part of the leg comes up. ඒක ඉස්සරහට එනවා. කල්ලා බලන්න නිකන් ඉතින් හැමදෙස්සෙම කියන්නේ හරි එක place එකක් තියෙනවා. ඒ place එකකට touch වුණොත් just involuntarily the foot comes up. Then just some attack. That's why foot comes up. Right? It was a closing eyelids when something about hit the eye. Just close. Right? It's a reflex action. Okay, so with an answer, fourth one. Then 13th question. The balanced chemical equation for the extraction of iron is shown below. Accordingly, what is the amount of moles carbon dioxide released when 5 moles of hematite are reduced? Right, make it simple. Ratios, I think previously also we did this type of question. So Fe2O3 plus CO forming Fe plus CO2. So main thing is you need balance equation. Balance equation එකෝනේ. එතකොට අපිට එනවා moles ratios. දැන් මේවා ලියලා නැහැ කියන්නේ මේවා 1 තියෙන්නේ 1 2. අපිට ගන්න පුළුවන් මේවා ratios. Fe2O3 1 mole down. CO carbon monoxide 3 moles. මේවා එන්නේ මෙන්න මේ උඩ තියෙන numbers වලින්. just simple. මෙන්න මේ number එක මෙතන දාන්න. 1 mole වලට 3 moles. Then 2 moles, 3 moles. We have ratios. The quarter. The මෙතන කියන්නේ කොච්චරක්ද? 5 moles of hematite. 5 moles of hematite. මේකනේ hematite කියන්නේ 5 moles of hematite. ඒකට අහනවා යාලා then they ask the moles of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide moles. 1 mole now. 3 moles. 1 mole now hematite. Carbon dioxide 3 moles. Fe2O3 5 moles now. It's 15 moles. 15 moles. 3 times up in. Right. Okay, quickly write. And also, summarize me okay. So just quickly write and then write blast furnace reactions. All the reactions I need. Just as exam main exercise. Blast furnace reactions. Write quickly. Blast furnace reactions create 10 changes in metallism. You learn. So you need to remember these reactions because they asked right. So this carbon dioxide react with coke again forming carbon monoxide. And then Fe2O3 react with carbon monoxide forming Fe plus 3 carbon dioxide. And finally, calcium carbonate decomposite into calcium oxide and carbon monoxide. These are the 4 main chemical equations, reactions. තව දෙකක් තියෙනවා අර ස්ලැග් එක හදන්න impurities remove කරන්න තියෙනවා SiO2 plus calcium oxide CaSiO3. So this is an extra thing, like I will teach this again with a question. Al2O3 plus calcium oxide CaAl2O3. Right, I think you're right. So Meghana, just you won't just copy this. I don't care about this also. We'll discuss later. Then 14th one, consider the following statement related to heredity. An individual is homozygous if the gene pair responsible for certain characteristic is the same. So homozygous then අපි normally ගත්තොත් tall කියන feature එකට tall කියන characteristic එකට responsible gene එක capital T කියලා. Normally one person having two genes, right? So T capital T capital T. So එතකොට මෙයා අපි කියනවා homozygous tall. Homozygous tall. Right? Same letters now. Sometimes capital T, simple T. Some we're gonna make a plant tag here. Some plants having capital T, some plants having capital T, simple T. So we call those heterozygous tall. Right? Heterozygous, different appear homogeneous mixtures, heterogeneous mixtures, that like that, right? Homozygous tall, heterozygous tall. And if some plants having simple T, which is homozygous short. Homozygous short. Right? So those are the three things, three options. අපි දැන් ඕක දැන් මේවට අපි මොනවද කියන්නේ? Phenotypes කියනවා. Genotypes. How genes are located. These things we called as phenotypes. Externally අපිට appear වෙන්නේ මෙහෙම tall short. අපිට tall කෙනෙක් හම්බුනොත් sometimes it will be capital T. Sometimes capital T simple. Tall කියන dominant feature හින්දා heterozygous state එකේ එයා indicate වෙනවා as phenotype. The මෙතන කියන්නේ an individual is homozygous if the gene pair responsible for certain characteristic is the same. Yes. If it's having similar genes, same genes, so it's homozygous. Gene pair is the same. Then B, the sexual characteristics of organisms are determined by genes. Yes. So normally human cell having 23 pairs of chromosomes. The total gather 46 chromosomes තියෙනවා. හැබැයි pairs විදියට තියෙන එතකොට 23 pairs. So out of these 23, last pair is responsible for what? Responsible for sex, gender, right? Sexual characteristics were responsible with last pair. අපි කියනවා X chromosome, Y chromosome කියන. දැන් male කෙනෙක් ගත්තොත් XY chromosomes තියෙනවා. X එකයි Y එකයි. X chromosome and Y chromosome. For male. Female having XX chromosome. Right? So these chromosomes having genes. Right? Right? So that genes responsible for the sexual characteristics. Right? Sexual characteristics. Right? So the sexual characteristics were the genes කියන එක අනිවාර්යෙන් affect වෙනවා. කියන අපි දැන් එහෙම chromosome එකක් ගත්තොත් chromosome එකේ එහෙම genes තියෙනවනේ දැන් but sex chromosome also having genes like this. Right? Then C, the pair of sex chromosomes in humans is identical. Identical වෙන්නේ දැන් male ගත්තොත් X chromosome එකයි Y chromosome එකයි තියෙන්නේ. These are not two same, right? Same වෙන්නේ. Especially in males, right? Females ලාගේ නම් identical ඒත් identical වෙන්නේ. But one is come from your mother, one is come from your father. So those are not identical. Right, okay. So the first is correct, second is correct, third one incorrect. Then A and B, third one answer. Then 15th question. Which of the following compounds contains only covalent bonds? මෙතන මේ sodium hydroxide කියන්නේ definitely ionic. මම කියවනේ first two groups නම් ionic කියන්නේ. Then calcium carbonate. Calcium also in second group, so it's also ionic. Second group, ionic. Then issue again ammonium chloride තියෙනවා first එක. And also C2H5OH තියෙනවා. ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol. C2H5OH. එතන ඕන ලියාගන්න alcohol කියලා if you have a print out. Or book. This book එකේ ලියන්න C2H5OH කියන්නේ alcohol. ethyl alcohol. So මෙතන NH4OH කියන එක ammonium chloride also ionic compound. ඒක වැඩි use වෙන්නේ නැහැ, but ammonium chloride form වෙන්නේ ammonium plus iron එකයි ammonium plus iron combined with chloride ion and is forming ammonium chloride. So මේ ions දෙකක් combined වෙන නිසා this is a ionic මෙතන form වෙන්නේ ionic bond එක. Ionic bond. Right, ionic bonds. For ionic compounds, we are not drawing Lewis structures, right? Lewis structures are in. But C2H5OH here we can draw like this. C2H5OH. So this is not in syllabus, that I just draw for your reference like this. This is the Lewis structure of C2H5OH. Lewis structure of ethyl alcohol. This is a covalent bonds. These are all are covalent bonds. Right, okay, finish. Just put the thumbs up. Yeah, finish. So always focus on science and maths main දෙක really important, right? කියනවා මොන stream එක දැන් art වගේ stream එකක් if you have a special talent, art is okay, but එහෙම talent එකක් නැතුව නිකන් අර geography, econ එහෙම දැල්ලා no point. එතකොට හොඳම දේ science කරන එක. Science වල if you are willing to become a doctor or that medical field එක නම් කැමති bio කරන්න. නැත්නම් maths කරන්න lot of opportunities you have in Sri Lanka and also world. හරි ගොඩාක් opportunities තියෙනවා මේ science කියන්නේ ඔයා science දැන්ට science කරනවා කියන idea එකේ ඉන්නවනම් then definitely science maths දෙක හරියට complete කරන්න මේ with A2 A pass. English also need, but you are doing English medium, like I think English is okay for you. But English එක පොඩ්ඩක් slightly drop වුණා. Science, maths definitely you need A, right? You can do science with B passes and C passes also, but like then the confidence level is goes down. Then you are go with very less confident for the A levels, but A level is a tough exam, right? You are 10 times, 20 times hard. Then you need to go with good confidence level. So for that confidence, you need A pass, and also in O levels, you need to get a good base. Right? On the base, this one is A level chemistry, just a simple basic level. And this kind of a Lewis structure, but in O levels, we are not drawing these. But you can understand this, right? When we have a game, like when we are drawing Lewis structures, we complete 8 electrons. Then with an oxygen, 8 electrons complete. Carbon, 8 electrons complete. Hydrogen also, hydrogen 2 electrons complete, only one bond. So just get a good base from all levels, right? A level on the base that then first time you can go for your target, right? Sometimes different targets can dream careers but achieve like maths karot you can achieve your commerce mostly just don't do commerce, just do maths and then get what C passes then it will be okay for go for management jobs. Right? In management top levels already you can go after doing CIMA, double ADs, all those things. If you do commerce, you need to get 3 A's and enter into Japura management investment. So that target should be there. But I think best thing is like doing maths if you have need to go financial sector and still you can move. Maths karani again maths lot of opportunities we create. If you have 3 C's like then IT jobs, IT like complicated to getting jobs due to AI. But anyway, still there are opportunities are created. But lot of sectors comes with AI. And AI එක sectors create so you can put up touch again what happened for the new world like අපි ඉන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක් transitional period එකනේ පොඩ්ඩක් නෙමෙයි it's a huge transitional period after 5 to 10 years we don't know what will happen. All job market will change, sometimes it change. Then code it's not a big deal, just you can write if you have just simple idea you can write a code with here. Okay, so just extra thing and valuable insight for you. Just do maths and science both perfectly. Use maximum potential and history, whatever, just it's okay. Just if you can get A pass, it's okay. But then after all levels, history just it's no important. But everyone asks science, what the result, maths, what the result. And if you are doing IT result also important. But IT you can improve later. Science maths important. Right? 16th one, a solution of sodium carbonate is prepared by dissolving 53 grams of sodium carbonate in 180 grams of water. What is the mole fraction of sodium carbonate in the solution? So mole fraction. So first thing is you need to find the moles of each of these. Mole count you need to get. Sodium carbonate. Then good up sodium carbonate sodium plus carbonate CO3 2 minus. Take third lesson. Polyatomic ion chart CO3 2 minus. So then valency is 1. Here valency is 2. Then exchange these numbers, then you can form Na2CO3. Right? So then how to find moles? What the equation? N equals simple M over capital M. This is the equation. So here you need to find the molar mass. Capital M means molar mass. I think you guys know, I just tried mass. So molar mass, how to find? Just get the numbers. Here they mentioned the relative atomic masses 23 out of 46 plus carbon 12, oxygen 48. So total level 106. 106 GMOL minus 1. Minus 1. So mass we know mass is 53 grams. 53 grams. Divide by 106 GMOL minus 1. Right. So these numbers are given in the paper, right? Paper so it get 106 and 106 happen here. Then you will get 0.5 moles. 0.5 moles for sodium carbonate. Then you need to find moles of H2O. H2O, 180 grams. So M divided by capital M. Simple M can 180 grams. What is the molar mass of H2O? H2O, 2 hydrogens, 1 into 2, plus 16. 18 GMOL minus 1. Right? So here 18 GMOL minus 1. Then it's 10 moles. 10 moles. Quickly write this and then I'll write how to get mole fraction. Quickly get this one. If you are okay with this upper part, just ignore it. Make okay and make a part. Just write the bottom one. Okay, I will erase this. And how to write mole fraction? Na2CO3 mole fraction. Na2CO3 moles gana. Divide only Na2CO3 plus NH2O. within a solute plus solvent. Mixtures third lesson of grade 11. So what I then is 0.5 moles divided by 0.5 plus 10. 0.5 plus 10.5. එහෙම ආන්සර් එකක් නෑ මෙතන. අපි දෙකම 2 වලින් multiply කරනවා. Then it's 1 over 21. Okay, so this is the answer. Quickly write is 10, 20. We need to go some essay questions also. Finish. Just put thumbs up quickly if you finish. Okay, then I will erase the bottom part. Then 17th one. Finish. So in the 17th question, here the moment of force comes. Right? එතකොට මේකේ rotate වෙන්නේ rotational axis එක තියෙන මෙතන. So these two forces will rotate around this point. So this will be a clockwise moment. Clockwise. And the force will be a anti-clockwise force. Anti-clockwise force. අපිට දෙන්නේ මේ දෙපැත්ත මොමන්ට් එක equal කරන්න. මොකද minimum force නේ යන්නේ. එතකොට minimum force ආද්දි equal කරා නම් හරි. එතකොට clockwise moment equal to anti-clockwise moment. එතකොට clockwise moment එක වෙන්නේ 500 Newton into distance එක දාන්න එක 1 meter. And anti-clockwise එක වෙන්නේ F into 5 meters. So we divide Newton meters by 5 meters equals F. So this will be 100 Newton. Yeah. ඔයගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් ආවොත් කරන්න දෙන්නේ clockwise moment and anti-clockwise moment equal කරන්න. සමහරවිට clockwise පැත්තට දෙකක් විතර එන්නත් පුළුවන්. එක පැත්තට දෙකක් වගේ එන්නත් පුළුවන්. Doesn't matter. Just ඒවා plus දාලා දාන්න පුළුවන් ඒ side එක. Right. Finish. So I'll move to 18th one. The figure shows an object moving at a uniform velocity. Uniform velocity so just underline that, just write. This comes under Newton's first law, right? Velocity of a horizontal plane. Yeah. The applied force of the motion is denoted by F1 and F2 denotes the frictional force. එතකොට මේක uniform velocity යනවා කියන definitely F1 එකයි F2 එකයි equal වෙන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ අනිවාර්යෙන් A එක එනවා. ගොඩක් අය මේක වරද්දලා තියෙනවා. I don't know why. Miss this point. I think they lose this description. Uniform velocity කියන part එක they miss. So then A is F, correct? F1 equals F2 and the other one mg equals R. Or here it's mg. So mg equals R. Vertically movement for mg equals R වලට reaction force එකට F1 equals F2. These A and D. And then 19th one, what is the correct energy level diagram for the production of slaked-lime by adding water to quicklime? So this one mentioned in your textbook, chemical heat changes of chemical reactions lesson last lesson of your first book. එකදී exothermic endothermic reactions තියෙනවා. Exothermic කියන්නේ when the reaction occurs, heat releasing, exothermic. Endothermic means when the reaction occurs, they absorb energy. Temperature එක එතකොට decrease වෙනවා. Endothermic වලදී exothermic වල temperature increase වෙනවා. If you don't, still some guys are not covered this part, just then you will learn. So exothermic reaction එකදී energy එක decrease වෙනවනේ මොකද එළියට යනවනේ energy. Endothermic එකදී energy එක increase වෙනවා මොකද absorb වෙන නිසා. හරි. මෙතන එතකොට calcium oxide H2O මේ reaction එක I'll show you in the 11 part 1 book last here they mention in the production. Great. Yeah. In the production of slaked-lime, water is added to quicklime. During this process, a lot of heat is liberated. Again, exothermic reaction. So, calcium oxide plus H2O and then our calcium hydroxide releasing energy. Can say microbes. So what exothermic reaction? The first one තමයි. ඔයාලගේ markings වල මොනවා හරි errors වෙලා තියෙනවා just inform කරන්න from next 15 no 14th එකේ ඉඳලා I will give a marking scheme also. Then you can just self check what are the marking errors mark සමාන available and the errors මොනවා වෙලා තියෙනවා just you can inform me. Okay. So in this lesson, you need to categorize exothermic and endothermic reactions separately, and energy diagrams also mentioned here. Maybe exothermic energy diagram reactants to the real products. Yeah. Right. Last question, 20th one. A clear image of a distant coconut tree was formed at a distance of 20 centimeters from the optical center of a convex lens. A lit candle was. හරි දැන් ඔය first sentence එකේ තියෙනවා දැන් ඔය ගොඩක් අය කියපු එකක් තමයි මේ physically හම්බුනාම මේ සර් මේකේ focal point එකක් දීලා නැහැ කියලා. So focal point තමයි they mention in the first sentence. This distant coconut tree කියනවා distant coconut tree කියන්නේ like it's located very far from time. If an object locate very far from the lens, then those light rays comes parallel. Right? Those light rays comes parallel. Right? So on the lens, if that object is very far to the lens, those light rays comes parallel. Right? Now sunlight and sun is very, it's in the infinity, so light rays comes from the parallel light rays. So these parallel light rays meet where? At the focal point. At the focal point. Right? So focal length then, what's 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters. Right? So this type of questions can come, right? After you come focal point, focal length which regular then then this next object place where object place between 30 centimeters here between F and 2F object place. Right. So light rays, parallel light ray I use goes like this. And I use optical center one. It goes like and just this use arrows and light rays meet here. So it create what? Real inverted magnified one. Real inverted magnified one. Really inverted magnified one. So since it's 10:35, I'm not giving you much time, but quickly move. Make a recording Malari. Just you need to practice this diagram. Okay, 10:35 we'll move go until 11 since 2.5 hour class. I think you are fed up now, but it takes a lot of time today. Normally I have 1.5 hours like I finish. Today it takes 2 hours. Anyway, we'll move to structured essay questions. I'll discuss then some important questions I'll discuss since we have just 25 minutes. The first 4 questions. Part A gave the first 4 questions now. All of you guys correctly answered, except 1 or 2 students. Most of them are answered, so I'm not going to discuss that. But may ALCL3, some guys are missed. They didn't answer properly. ALCL3, AL3, CL1. So I think just simple exchange these numbers. ALCL. And the other one is like most people. So this is a covalent bond, right? අපි මේකට අඳිනවනේ Lewis structure. CL. So මේක අර octet complete වෙන්නේ octet complete වෙන්නේ නැති exam. Then most people got wrong for a third question, like a PCL3. PCL3, how to draw? PCL3, CL. So octet ALCL3 වල normally octet complete වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හරි. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ aluminium වල මෙතන 1 2 3 4 5 6 නේ. ඒකකින් එක just we need to accept. That's the way that we draw this. But PCl5 වල we need to complete octet. PCl3 වල. So then phosphorus 1 2 3 4 5 6 electrons. So we need to draw 2 electrons to complete the octet. So this is a lone pair, right? And also chlorine wala octet complete. So only 2 electrons for chlorine now. So other 6 you need to draw like this. මේක ගොඩක් අය හදලා තිබ්බේ chlorine වල lone pairs ටික. Lone pairs ටික හදලා තිබ්බේ ඒක අපරාධයි. Just you need to draw that. And quickly draw and then I will go to B part. B got most students done correctly. Weak acid found in the lab. Here they mention acetic acid used as produce antacid, magnesium hydroxide. Gastritis used in magnesium hydroxide, and pair that can be used as study neutralization. Neutralization වලදී අපි use කරන්නේ acid and a base. So HCl and sodium hydroxide. Some people just write HCl only, but HCl විතරක් වදින HCl and sodium hydroxide also, and used as raw material for soap production. Yeah, sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide used as a raw material. Right. So second question, second structured essay question may make a the essay question එක discuss කරන්න. First we'll move to third one. If time is remaining, we'll come back to third question. The third එක තමයි ගොඩක් low marks තිබ්බේ. I'll come to first third question, and if time is enough, we'll move to first second one. So මේක අහනවා the box A filled with sand has a mass of 10 kilogram and a rope is attached to the wire tied to the hooks X and Y on it. The other end of the rope is connected to electric motor labeled C, which provides the necessary force to lift the box after passing over the smooth pulley B. Copy the figure between the marked forces act on box A. මේකේ මේ කවුරුත් වගේ හරියට කරලා තිබ්බේ නැහැ. මෙතන දැන් weight එක තියෙනවනේ. center of gravity එකේ weight එක පල්ලෙහාට යනවා W. නැත්නම් mg කියලා මාක් කරන්න පුළුවන්. ටෙන්ෂන් මාක් වෙන්න ඕනේ මෙන්න මේ ටෙන්ෂන් එක ෆීල් වෙන්නේ මෙන්න මේ ස්ට්‍රින්ග්ස් වලටනේ. මොන ඔහොම ටෙන්ෂන් එක මාක් කරන්න. ටෙන්ෂන්. Most of the time it's a equal tension. මෙතන හරි මැඩින් නම් එල්ල දින equal tension එකක් තියෙන දෙපැත්ත. මොනවා විදිහට මාක් වෙන්න ඕන. සමහරවිට පැත්තෙන් මාක් කරලා තිබ්බ W T. So those are not correct, right? එහෙම මාක් කරන්න බෑ. හරි position එකේ මාක් වෙන්න ඕන. Then the second one, write two requirements that these forces must satisfy for the box to remain equilibrium. So මෙතන three forces නේ තියෙන්නේ. Three non-parallel forces. So ඒකේ requirements මොනවද කියලා textbook they mention. Right. So these three forces must meet at a common point. Right. Set එක meet වෙන්න ඕනේ. ඒකේ එක point එකක්. අනිත් එක තමයි මේ the resultant force of two forces must be equal to the other force. Right. Resultant force of a two forces should be equal to the other force. Right. So, and total resultant force එක 0 වෙන්න ඕන. Total resultant force should be 0. Total resultant force should be 0 in. Right. Or textbook also they mention those things. If you are not familiar with this, just go to the book and the lesson and check. Then third one, find the tension of the rope connected to the pulley from the equilibrium state. එක මෙතන weight එක 100 newton නේ. 10 kilograms 100 newton. So you can give total tension එක 100 newton. If they ask tension of a one rope x or y, then it's 50 newton. සමහර 50 newton කියලා කරන් දෙනවා. But මෙතන එහෙම කියලා නැහැ. They just ask but find the tension. So it will be 100 newton. W equals the whole tension. Right. Then the fourth one, write the Newton's law that help to find the tension. අපි equal කරනවා. දැන් මේක තියෙන equilibrium නේ. එතකොට no net force. resultant force එකක් නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ Newton's first law එකේ තියෙන. Or Newton's third law also can apply. But Newton's first law තමයි best one. First law තමයි best one. Third law also we accept as an answer. Since these are opposite forces and equal magnitude, but force and the reaction කියන maybe action and reaction කියන එක හරියටම ඉතින් මේකෙදි match වෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ නිසා third law කියන එක අර optional එකක්. Best answer is Newton's first law. Right. Sorry, I shared the screen. Screen over. My mic scheme also I can see. Okay, then next page, last one, B, if the tension in the rope is increased 101 Newton, write the magnitude of the direction of the resultant force. Then tension එක 101 කරනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ upward තියෙනවා 101 Newton, downward තියෙනවා 100 Newton. The resultant force එක කොච්චරද? 1 Newton minus 100 Newton. So resultant force should be 1 Newton. So calculate the acceleration. So we apply F equals ma to the upward direction. So it will be 1 Newton equals mass is 10 kilograms. Okay. 1 over 10 is 0.1 ms minus 2. Let's quickly write. And then what is the type of frictional force? So is moving, so dynamic friction. Some people just write kinetic friction, but kinetic word is not here. I don't know whether you found that in internet or something. But I give marks for some people, but kinetic word is not in syllabus, right? Dynamic friction. වෙන තැන්වල තියෙන Google තියෙන word ලියන්න එපා. Just so those are not cover under our syllabus. Right, then C, the box reaches upper floor after moving 10 seconds while maintaining the rope tension at 101 Newton and then 20 seconds while maintaining 100 Newton. එතකොට ඒකෙදි කියන්නේ මෙහෙම එකක්. First 10 seconds මේ 1 Newton resultant force එකෙන් යනවා. ඒතර අපි මුලින්ම graph එකක් නදින්න ඕනේ. එතන time එක seconds වලින් ගන්නවා. සමහර විදියා මේ graph එක හරියට ඇඳලා but මේ axis name කරලා නැහැ. ඒතකොට again it's wrong, right? හරියට ගන්න මෙතන ms minus 1. So then first 10 seconds ගත්තාම මෙයා accelerate වෙනවා. කියන්නේ velocity එක increase වෙනවා. ඔහොම එකක් කියන්නේ first 10 seconds. I don't know why most people didn't answer this properly. Most people lose marks with this one. Just simple. First 10 seconds, its acceleration is there. It's a constant acceleration. So it's increasing the velocity. Right? Then what happened? Then last 20 seconds can total ගත්තාම 30 0 වලින් පටන් ගමු 30, so it's moved in constant velocity. මෙතන මේ 10 වලට ගත්ත එක වැඩි. ඉතින් මේක හරියට 10, then it's like this, right? No, right? Graph again, no. Then using the graph, find the velocity of the box end of the first 10 seconds. Make a කට්ටිය ගොඩක් අය මේක use කරලා දෙනවා. V equals U plus 80. I don't know whether where you can find this. මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් අය Google හරි AI හරි you'll just type and find. All theory notes, your theory teachers taught this. But this is A-level physics one, right? A-level physics for the first lesson again, second lesson again, V equals U plus 80. Because V can be final velocity, U can be initial velocity, A can be acceleration, T can be time. මේක use කරලා මේක හදන්න බෑ. මොකද මේක කියන්නේ graph එක use කරන්නේ using the graph. So but I give marks for some people, but I just again මට මතක් නේ මේක A level එකක් නේ මේක කියන්නේ මම කොහෙන් හරි ඒක අරන් තියෙනවා. Anyway, just follow your syllabus and those rules, comes under rules and අපිට දැන් මෙහෙම online ලියද්දී අපිට නියුම් කවි screen එක ඕන ගහලා ලියන්න පුළුවන්. But it's no point with and although most of the Google things are just cutting edge again, just updated ones. But we are learning like old ones, right? About page syllabus එකට ඒක relevant වෙන්න ඕනේ. the using the graph අපිට පුළුවන් මේක use කරන්න මොකද්ද? මේකේ gradient එක කියන්නේ acceleration. Gradient of this graph is acceleration. So එතකොට acceleration equals y2 minus y1 is a math part, x2 minus x1. We also did this in grade 10. So the acceleration we know it's 0.1. y2 can be level level. So that's we don't know. That's the v2, right? Final velocity. Initial velocity y1 here, it's 0. right? x2 here 10 and x1 0. So then 0.1 we 2 divided by 10. So it's 1 ms minus 1. So draw the graph and write this. This is the real correct method to solve this question. Quickly write 1052. Once you finish, just put thumbs up. I just quickly cover the last two questions also. Finish. Okay, two hands. And then once you finish, just write this total height we can calculate using area of the trapezium. Trapezium ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ triangle එකයි මෙතන තියෙන්නේ මොකක්ද? rectangle එකක් දෙක මේ දෙකේ sum එක ගන්නත් පුළුවන්. Either way is fine. But most guys just they didn't draw the graph, but they found the area. And I gave marks, but එහෙම හම්බෙන්නේ නැහැ මාසු. The graph එක if you draw them after you drawing the graph, then you can do these parts. Graph එක අඳින්න නැතුව ඔයාලට main questions කරන්න බෑ. කියන්නේ you can't get the marks. බලනවානේ මේ graph එක ඇඳලා તો කොහොමද ගත්තේ කියන්නේ. Then the last one, calculate the kinetic energy of the box. මෙතන okay මේක කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද? 1 එතන මෙතන ඉන්නේ 5 මේ triangle එකේ ඉන්නේ 5 meters. මෙතන ඉන්නේ 20 25 total 25 meters. Calculate the kinetic energy of the box at the end of 30 seconds. එතකොට So the kinetic energy කියන්නේ EK equals half mv square. V එක 1 half m කියන්නේ 10 1 එතකොට 5. Right, okay. So 10:56 anyway. Second question will skip. Second question is the last part I give marks for all because those part I think I'm also not covered currently in my classes also. So I give all for last part. Uh, so if you have any questions on that, just WhatsApp me, then I will describe that at the first half of the next session. We'll do that Saturday morning. I don't know whether Saturday morning or this time is okay for you. We'll see. If you are okay with this time, we can do also this. We can use this time. Anyway, I will just ask from the group. Then we can arrange the good proper time for you. Anyway, we'll finish today and Saturday morning we discuss today paper 14 with 14 paper. So those who guys not write the paper on Monday, tomorrow you can write it Thursday night. Okay, then good night, and I think these are clear for you. If any question, just put in the WhatsApp. I will need to discuss next Saturday. Okay, then we'll finish. Bye, good night.